Once again, President Donald Trump is having a tough time calling out far-right-wing white nationalism. His response to the carnage in New Zealand, where 49 people died in an attack on 2 mosques, is also raising fresh questions about his attitude toward Islam following a long history of anti-Muslim rhetoric, and about the extent to which the president has a responsibility to moderate his language given the rise in white supremacy movements across the world. On Twitter and in remarks in the Oval Office, Trump was clear in condemning the killings. But he did not deliver a message of empathy and support to American Muslims, who may feel scared as security is stepped up at U.S. mosques. I spoke with Prime Minister Ardern of New Zealand to express the sorrow of our entire nation following the monstrous terror attacks at 2 mosques, Trump said in the Oval Office on Friday afternoon after first condemning the attack as a horrible massacre in the mosques on Twitter. These sacred places of worship were turned into scenes of evil killing, the president said. We've all seen what went on. It's a horrible, horrible thing. But asked whether he saw a worrying rise in white supremacy movements around the world, Trump said he did not, blaming a small group of people with very, very serious problems. He also told reporters that he had not seen the manifesto linked to by a social media account that's believed to belong to one of the attackers, which mentioned Trump by name and saw him as a symbol of renewed white identity. While the president did not reach out to Muslims around the world, his daughter offered the kind of language that might have been expected from a more conventional commander-in-chief. We join New Zealand and Muslim communities around the world in condemnation of this evil as we pray for the families of each victim and grieve together, Ivanka Trump tweeted on Friday morning. New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern was asked in a news conference early Saturday what she had told Trump in their telephone call. He asked what offer of support the United States could provide. My message was sympathy and love for all Muslim communities, Ardern said. White House spokeswoman Sarah Sanders called the Christchurch killings a vicious attack of hate, though she did not specifically mention that the attack was against Muslims. Trump's failure to do more to point out that the worshippers who died in Christchurch were Muslim represents a double standard, given that he has been much clearer in ascribing a religious motivation to other killings. Last year, after an attack on a Jewish temple in Pittsburgh, Trump spoke of an anti-Semitic motive in the attack, which itself sparked a debate over whether his inflammatory rhetoric was to blame for a rise in hate crimes. When 28 Coptic Christians died in suicide bombings in Egypt in May 2017, the president decried the merciless slaughter of Christians and warned that the bloodletting of Christians must end. As a candidate, Trump called for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States, and as president he eventually succeeded in using executive power to ban travel to the U.S. by citizens of 7 nations, 5 of them mainly Muslim. Trump has often been quick to weigh in when a Muslim extremist has been a perpetrator of an attack and Muslims are not the victims, or to use such attacks to further his political arguments. Incompetent Hillary, despite the horrible attack in Brussels today, wants borders to be weak and open and let the Muslims flow in. No way. Trump, for instance, tweeted in March 2016. And when he was running for office, he excoriated Democrats as dishonest about the motivation of Muslim extremists who conducted terror attacks. These are radical Islamic terrorists, and she won't even mention the word, and nor will President Obama, Trump said at a presidential debate, referring to Hillary Clinton. Now, to solve a problem, you have to be able to state what the problem is, or at least say the name.